Welcome to the live broadcast at the North American Bear Center. We're here coming live from a day yesterday that was 80 some degrees, and today it's 50 some degrees, only in Ely, right?
Only in Ely.
Right.
4 seasons in one day.
Yes. And Spencer said he's got to keep from his teeth chattering right now, and I actually think it's beautiful out. But everybody's different, you know. But we're coming to you live today to give you a little bit of update on what's going on at the North American Bear Center. I'm sure you're all curious, as we haven't touched base for a while, have we?
No, it's been a while. We got exciting things going on.
Yeah, we got things going on and things that are not going to be going on. But first of all, we just want to say hi to everybody out there that's watching. We're hoping that the sound is good. We're hoping that we're on Facebook Live right now. So we're coming to you live from Facebook, and we're coming live to you from the North American Bear Center's cam. Want to wave to everybody out there and say hi. Today we're going to give you a little information first on the Bears and what's going on with the Bears, and we'll let Sharon talk about that a little bit. But I'm going to start with just an update on what's going on with our Bears right now. Y'all out there may be wondering why we're keeping Holly in her spot and in her pen, and why we're kind of putting the Bears where we want them to be, correct?
That's correct. Where we want them to be.
And that's the key, where we need them to be and want them to be this year. Because we're going to be doing some major tree removal and dead tree removal and dangerous tree removal from dead trees that are out there. And if you look regularly at the pond cam, you can see behind the high falls, the big falls, you can see a whole lot of dead spruce and balsams, and I'm going to let Spencer explain that.
Awesome. So, yeah, like Scott was saying, you only get a glimpse of it, too, when you see behind the falls, the interior of the enclosure, which is 2.5 acres, a lot of dead standing trees. It's a bad fire danger. Also, that could be good foliage and other plants for the bears potentially, too, but right now it's just dead standing trees. Again, bad fire hazard for us. Should a lightning strike happen in the enclosure, that could be really bad. So we want to get that cleaned up. Winter and the off season for us is the best time to go about doing it. It's also the safest time to going about doing it and not disturbing the bears. So that's why we want to get them all in so we can go ahead and start working on that. And the reason for it is actually a bug, spruce budworm. And they're supposed to attack the spruce trees. However, they also go after the balsam fir, and that's what a lot of the dead stuff is. So you can kind of see behind us here, this stuff looks good, but as you get to the interior of the woods that we have in our enclosure, there's a lot of dead standing stuff, and that's just dangerous. And, you know, we want a nice, safe enclosure. Plus, we want the bears to be able to use it, and planting new stuff and getting new stuff in there is going to be helpful with that. So we have some crews set up to come and help us with that, some volunteer groups and some other groups. So there'll be lots of work taking place within the enclosure to help mitigate those issues.
And if I'm right, Spencer, a lot of those groups are going to come the winter because they're volunteer groups from the VCC and other groups. And then we're going to also have some hired hands here. You can see the great big older cottonwoods back there that have taken a hit too. We're going to be taking those down. The white pine will stay standing as it is, but we got a lot of dead and down trees that aren't real pleasing to look at. And Missy's going right now with the live Facebook one showing everybody that stuff out there. And it's just not safe, is it, Sharon?
It's not safe for the bears because most of you know that Lucky's really encouraged to push trees over. And if he should happen to get excited and push one over and there's a bear standing there, it's going to go. And the bear might get hurt. So for many, many reasons, this area needs to be cleaned up.
And some of you may ask, well, gee, why are you not just keeping them in for a while, in the crews here, and doing all the trees and then let them out? Well, the first reason is we're open still. And we got to have bears here. And we got to be able to put the bears out in the natural area here. It's nice, but they don't always like to cooperate this time of year neither, do they?
They would prefer now, and you know, so please look back at your notes, everyone. Lucky stays on his bunker close to the den. Holly disappeared last year on the 17th, and we didn't see her for the rest of the season. And Tasha is in and out. Ted's Ted. But we just have to make sure that our bears are safe.
And, you know, if you've got any questions, email me at bear or
Pete@bear.org
or
shurl@bear.org.
But ultimately, you're going to see Holly pacing. because she does that. That's just Holly. We don't like it any more than any of you do watch it like that. But when house chores, you got to do some cleaning, and we're lucky to. And by gosh, we got to do it. That brings me up to the next subject: the fencing, enclosures, the new fencing that we're supposed to be putting up this fall, right?
The dens too, right?
Yep. And the den work that was supposed to be done. Yesterday, Spencer and I went and talked to Low Impact John, who's the owner of it, and they're working right out in front of the North American Air Center here on a bike trail. The weather has not been helpful for them at all to get this to where it needed to be. So they're going to be working on it through the remainder of the weather that they can. Correct.
Correct.
And that means that we're not going to get bear enclosures early spring, and we are on the charts for that. The reason why that happened is because we could not schedule a date to get the enclosures done because we weren't sure we were going to receive the fencing.
Right. Stuff too. You know, we didn't know when the fencing was coming, and it took longer than expected. They couldn't give us a date. There was a lot of moving pieces in that, and so we couldn't plan around stuff where we couldn't schedule dates.
Yeah, and I know that, it seems like ever since, the last 2.5, 3 years, we've been having reasons why we can't do this or can't do that, but they're all factual. The facts is they had to go up to Canada, get this shipment of fencing here rather than even coming directly into the United States. And then they had to take a train ride down here, as I told you in the visit we had, to the lower 48, and then from there it came here by truck.
Right.
Week later.
Yeah.
But arrived. And we did a video yesterday, Spencer and I, took a video for us. And we're going to be posting it on, and we're hoping we can get it on bear.org also, showing you the video that we took. It's acceptable to everybody out there to put it on, that look at it, showing you the fence, showing you all the stuff, all the hardware and everything that came with it. It's a big group of things. It's a lot of stuff. But we were excited to see it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're sorry we didn't get it earlier, but we have business to take care of too. Broadcast is just important to explain it to you and let you know what's going on, because we were pretty excited that we were going to get the fence started this fall, correct?
We're very excited about it.
Yeah, we're still excited, but we do
Now,
it's going to be spring.
It's got to be spring now. But, folks, if you remember a couple years ago when we had to redo the pond, guess where the bears were? They were in their dens because we could not let them out with the workers that were in here. So this is just a time when the bears are going to be in their enclosures, and I don't even want to say I'm sorry about it because I want to say they're safe, and I know they're safe.
That's a good way to put it right there. We know they're safe. We know where they're at. We do thank the moderators and the camera operators telling us the bears are, but it's stress to just have you guys understand that we're doing it for the bears' good and for their safety and so that we can have a better experience.
Right.
Correct?
Right. It'd be safer for the bears and the staff, which I know you've heard because we've been talking about the fence for a long time, but it's just the best move going forward for the Bear Center as a whole, but specifically the bears.
And getting the trees trimmed and all that stuff. A question could be to do the tree trimming and the bears out. We can't guarantee when those bears are going to come out.
Right.
We're hoping that they can get on this project before the snow melts. If we get enough snow, it'll keep the frost low. It won't go nearly as deep, and they can start a little early. And if we got bears in the enclosure, and I don't want them to work on it, do you?
No, they've told us that bears and workers do not mix, and I can guarantee one bear that would make sure that didn't happen, and that would be Lucky would be supervising, and Holly would make sure there's no one going to touch her stuff.
Yeah, and also we not only can we not do it for many reasons, but we can't ask anybody to be uncomfortable out there from VCC. I mean, those groups did a lot on our trail system over the winter. They were here days when it was 40 below zero.
Yeah.
Even say to Spencer, why are they coming today? And you'd be like, well, that's what they want to do, right?
They cut, then they burn, so they had the fires to keep them warm, right?
Yeah, and we're not going to be burning out in the enclosure here because we don't want to have the burnt piles there for the guests or anybody to see. But so we're going to be doing a lot of dragging of wood out in branches and brush and whatever. But we're just trying to get dates on stuff like that. We got Gift to Max coming up too in about a little over 2 months. Just about 2 months, actually, a little short of it. We got that coming up, and we'll be announcing what our goal is toward. But I'll give you a little hint; it has something to do with But if you can pan down over here and look at this den, the rock den that Tasha's taken, 2 years now? Yep. The rock den right here. If you can pan over to that, that'll give you an idea of somewhat of what the den structure is going to look like inside the enclosures.
Kind of a blueprint.
That's our blueprint of what we're going to do because it was designed so well. We want to continue that direction with a natural look back there, so that the bears feel like they're natural too. Yeah. And I think Tasha's dug that pretty deep, hasn't she?
She's gone back probably 6 more feet than it was originally done. It's not rock now; it's just dirt.
So that's more natural, correct?
Right. Yep.
And I think that the woodchucks helped too. I mean, but because I think they actually stayed with them. But everybody out there is excited about it, and this for real. You'll see the videos. Please, right not too long after this, Missy's going to be posting the video we took yesterday on Facebook, and then we're hoping Linda can get it on, or Missy can get it on. But it's here. It's real. We're going to do it. We just unfortunately are limited that are up here to do work. And this crew does good work.
Oh, they do. And I mean, seasonality. You can't be doing stuff when the ground's frozen 7 feet down and it's 60 below. You just can't.
There's many questions that I've gotten. Well, can they cover it with cement? Can they to keep the ground warm? Can they do this? Can they do this? That would require them to have to take the enclosure fencing down, and I don't want to leave it open all winter just sitting there. You just don't know. You got to be safe. We do talk regularly, heavily. Sometimes we all agree. Sometimes we agree to disagree. Sometimes we just disagree. But that's part of a good way to do it, in my eyes.
That's part of getting things done around here. And Scott's right. Most of the times, we all come to an agreement, and it's all good. But I just can't say this enough that I know that it might be disappointing to folks not to have bears out here in the viewing area, but when you think about the safety factors, you can at least see the bears and they're safe.
And also Sharon and Spencer and the intern and they have a little bit of a struggle being able to you can only take guests back and show them bears in enclosures. We've had that discussion this morning that our guests only get to go back and see a bear in a cage versus out here in the front. But this time of year, they're not out front a lot anyway.
They're absolutely not. And you can be guaranteed if Lucky was even out, he'll be on top of the bunker waiting.
So that kind of gives you a little bit of an update there. Talking about our season at the North American Bear Center, we still got another, roughly month to go, a little over a month and 10 days to go. But it's been a good season. We did struggle in June and July a little bit, which is really odd, but August kicked off very strong. September's looking good. I think that overall, there's many reasons why the June and July were a little bit of a struggle for all businesses up here in the Ely area. I hear it's across the country. We were very fortunate to have a good employee and volunteer group. We didn't have any shortages really at all, which is very, very rare compared to most places. But we're really blessed with that. I think that our interns have been phenomenal this year, don't you?
I think they're great. Yes, we've had excellent interns.
Wouldn't you say?
Oh, of course. I agree monumentally.
But, ultimately, seeing the mission grow and seeing the Bear Center grow and knowing that I guess I finally feel good about, I'm going to admit I'm a little bit bummed out about the project not starting this fall. I was kind of crabby after that Minnesota Vikings football game, and then the enclosure I kind of went down to two. It was. But Missy said to me this morning, "Are you still mad about the Vikings?" And I said, "Yeah." But I was also thinking about the enclosure and other things that we can't seem to get over that little bit of a hump.
Right.
And the fun side of it is it's going to happen. So
It is going to happen. I'm freezing.
yeah, and Sharon is freezing. So Sharon, go ahead, go inside and warm up. Sharon came here on her day off just to say hi to everybody out there and explain the Bears and what's going on. And the denning and the weight stuff will still be going on, but as well, it's hard to get them down here for a weight now, ain't it?
We did open Ted's door the other day, and he just didn't get up. And by the time he did get up, we knew it would be impossible to get him back in before we closed. So we just let it close. So.
And boy, how fortunate we feel to be able to see Ted healed and doing great. I think we might have a normal fall where we don't. Last year at this time, we were getting worried. There was a lot going on, wasn't there, with Ted and getting things planned and organized, and what a group that came together for that. It was amazing. And you all out there are appreciated. The cam op appreciated. Missy's appreciated as she's videoing this. And Spencer and Sharon appreciated. So we thank everybody for watching. We hope that you understand what's going on. And if you've got better ideas, they're probably great ideas, but we live it every day. So we're always willing to listen, right? But sometimes it's difficult. Believe me, for Sharon to walk back and see, Bears pacing or this or that, it bugs her. But ultimately, it's going to be good. Yep.
I know it's going to be okay. I know how Holly is, and she is my pacer, and then Tasha's going to do the same thing soon. So just get ready because it's going to happen. But we're all good. It's all good.
Do you believe that? It's going to be good, but we're all a little bit disappointed. But ultimately, we're excited about spring, knowing that we're going to get new, fresh foliage, new tree growth, and new fencing. New dens are going to come up as they can happen, and we know it's going to be a big mess. So anything above that, spring is never really neat and clean, and when you start digging in it, it gets missed. Yeah. So we thank everybody for joining us today. And Spencer, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody again. Keep tune in on our social media and stuff. We'll be doing some updates and whatnot on there. So looking forward to spring and wrapping up this year, ending on a great note. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
And we're going to try and get this on TikTok too.
Yes, I believe so. So yeah, if you haven't heard yet, check out the TikTok as well. But there'll be lots of updates going on the TikTok through the winter as well.
Sharon, thank you for coming in.
Well, it's my pleasure always.
It is. It's always great having her around. But we're going to go back in and have some more discussions. They're always fun. We ended in one and we haven't finished it yet. So we're going to have a little fun with that. And we thank everybody for watching again. Have a great day. And it's drizzling now. So keep smiling.